Hello and welcome to another Home Time Art Challenge with Mrs. White. Today we are going to create a radial symmetry found object drawing. You may be asking yourself, what is radial symmetry? Well, you've heard of symmetry probably. Symmetry means things are the same on one side from the other. Radial symmetry just means double that. It is the same from one side to the other, as well as from the top to the bottom. So you see this in nature. All over the place, flowers, starfish, coral, look around. I bet you'll see it more often. You see this in art from all different cultures. This is the rose window from the famous Notre Dame Cathedral. Buddhist mandalas are also very popular. This is a beautiful sand mandala. We see these all over the place, and there's just something kind of meditative and soothing about a circular design. So how are you going to make yours? You are going to go on a hunt for small objects with interesting shape outlines that can be repeated over and over in your radial symmetry design. You are going to be looking for basically anything that you can trace around that has a cool shape that you would like to see repeated over and over again. So here's some of the things I found when I went hunting around my house. I found a carabiner. I found a funny shaped spoon. I found hand sanitizer. That's right, hand sanitizer. I thought that actually had a cool shape for the top for a circle and also for the bottom. So just go around, gather some cool items. Step 2, you're going to find the center of your page. So Mrs. White is famous for saying perfect is boring in art, right? Radial symmetry is a little bit different. We do have to be pretty precise. That doesn't mean you can't make a few mistakes here and there, or it has to be completely perfect, but we do need to be a little precise with something like radial symmetry. So here I'm measuring the center of my page. I have regular 8.5 by 11 paper. So some quick math, and there I have the center of my paper. Step 3, carefully trace the objects, remembering to radiate out from the center and match everything both vertically, meaning up and down, and horizontally, meaning side from side. So I started with a circle. That's a good way to start. Right there in the center. And then I took my fork and I thought, well, that might make a cool design. I don't have to trace the whole thing. I just want to do the forky side. How many of you? We all love forky, right? So I did that from the top, on the sides, and on the bottom. So just keep in mind, whatever you do on the top, you have to do on the bottom. Whatever you do on the sides, you have to do on the sides as well. Think of it as if you were to fold your paper in half and then half again. All four quadrants or sides would be the same. There, I'm using the little dipper from the Easter egg things, adding a few little designs from my pop tab. You saw me erase it because I realized that I wasn't measuring quite perfectly. I didn't use my ruler to measure, but I just kind of thought about where things were in relation to other things when I was trying to place my objects. Also notice my carabiner was not symmetrical, meaning it was not exactly the same on both sides, right? So I had to be very careful when I placed it that I was placing it where if I folded it over, that flat side was going to be the same on the other side and also on the top and bottom. So if you want to make it a little easier on yourself, make sure you get symmetrical objects, but it kind of added a cool effect, I think, to have something slightly different. On my radial symmetry. All right, so I just radiated out, started in that middle, and I just kept on going out, making sure everything on the top and the bottom and side to side were exactly the same, placing them similarly. And then the fun part, you get to color it. I'm going back kind of and adding a few little details in mind. You can do that with the color later, or you can kind of go as you are still sketching it out or tracing it out. Don't be afraid to doodle things. Just if you add your own doodles like I did there with little things that are easy for you to repeat similarly over and over again. Now we're going to color it. So you can use colored pencils, you can use markers, you can use paint, you can use crayons, whatever. I used colored pencils, and like I said, I went back in and I added a few different designs as I went. I also changed up my values so that it wasn't just flat colors. You do not have to do that, especially if you're using markers, because you can't really. And just have fun with it. Remember, I sped this up. Pause it anytime you need to. But this was my finished design. So I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Please remember to upload them to Artsonia so you can be entered in the weekly contest, as well as to share your beautiful artwork with all of your schoolmates so we can continue to be inspired by you guys while we do these home time art challenges. Thank you so much. Have a great week.